Kennedy.
And I'm Sabrina Johnston.
Water is possibly the most important element that humans need to live. But what happens when a city's source of water becomes tainted? In Flint, Michigan, the scenario is exactly what's happening. The water crisis started in April 2014 when the city of Flint changed their primary water source from Lake Huron to water from Flint River. This change was made because it was cheaper to use the Flint River water than the original source. Shortly after the switch, residents began complaining about the water's color, taste, and odor. The first indication of any corrosion was with the General Motors plant in Flint complaining that the water was corroding car parts. The plant stopped using Flint water in October of 2014. Cold weather, aging pipes, and a population decline were considered the cause of the color, taste, and odor issue by the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality in an October 2014 statement. A District Department of Environmental Quality, DEQ, supervisor Stephen Bush said that the city took appropriate action to limit a reoccurrence. In December 21st, 2014, tests showed that the city's water tested high for THMs, a chlorine byproduct of disinfecting water, in which long-term exposure has been linked to cancer and other diseases. THM testing on November 20th showed only one location out of 8 with unsafe levels. Based on the August test, the city was placed on violation notice by the DEQ, and on January 2nd, 2015, mailed the requisite notice to city residents. Additional chlorine was added to eliminate the bacteria detected in August and September 2015, which is the likely cause of the spike in DHMs. In March of 2015, the Flint City Council voted to do all things necessary to return to their original water source. The switch did not come without complications, though. Jerry Ambrose, the state-appointed Flint emergency manager who controlled Flint finances, disagreed with the idea of again sourcing Flint water from Detroit. Ambrose issued a statement. Flint water today is safe by all Environmental Protection Agency and Michigan Department of Environmental Quality standards, and the city is working daily to improve its quality. Because of this disagreement, no change ever came to the water of Flint. However, in the August of 2015, 3 organizations found high levels of orange water, lead, and other problems. These issues are potentially fatal to anyone who is exposed to them. Residents of Flint and other cities got a petition with more than 26,000 signatures in it and delivered it to the mayor, Dane Walling, demanding an abrupt change in the water source. On October 8th, Snyder asked the Michigan legislature to contribute $6 million of the $12 million in costs for Flint to return to Lake Huron water, with the city of Flint paying $2 million and the Flint-based Charles Stewart Mott Foundation paying $4 million. State Senator Jim Anayak, who represents Flint, called for the state to refund the $2 million for the city. Anayak also requested further emergency funding from the state and a commitment to long-term funding to address the effects of the lead contamination. Currently, the situation in Flint is finally getting much-needed attention from people in high power, such as celebrities and presidential candidates. Residents in Flint are drinking and preparing meals with only bottled water that has been donated to them from the general public and celebrities.
On a lighter note, we all know the religious significance of Easter. We know about Jesus' death and resurrection. What we may not know is the origin of some of the non-religious aspects of Easter. From the Easter bunny to Easter eggs, every tradition had to have started somewhere. While the Bible doesn't mention anything about an egg-laying rabbit, this bunny has become one of the most prominent symbols of Easter. While the exact origins of the Easter bunny are unknown, rabbits have always been seen as a symbol of new life, representing the resurrection of Jesus. Some historians believe that German immigrants to the U.S. brought this tradition in their legend of Osterhaus, in which children would build nests and Osterhaus would come during the night and lay colored eggs. This legend expanded into what we know as the Easter Bunny today. The egg, along with the rabbit, has been viewed as a symbol of new life. Historically, eggs were a food given up during the Lenten season. Therefore, people would paint and decorate eggs to celebrate the end of this period of penance, eating them on Easter Sunday to celebrate. Egg rolling is a popular use of hard-boiled Easter eggs, including the roll that happens on the front lawn of the White House the Monday after Easter. Easter candy is another common tradition. After Halloween, Easter is the second best candy-selling holiday in America. The chocolate egg, a popular Easter candy and a sign of new life, dates back to the 19th century Europe. Jelly beans began to become associated with Easter in the 1930s, and America currently makes over 16 billion jelly beans each Easter. In the 1950s, in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, candy manufacturer Just Born began selling marshmallow peeps, originally only yellow chicks. Eventually, other colors, shapes, and flavors were introduced, including pink, green, purple, and among other colors and shapes, including eggs and bunnies, and flavors including chocolate mousse, bubblegum, vanilla cream, sweet lemonade, gingerbread, and lime. While Easter parades are no longer widely celebrated, they date back to the mid-1800s in New York City, when upper-class men, women, and children would walk down Fifth Avenue showing off their new Easter clothing. This tradition reached its peak in the mid-20th century, and in 1948, Judy Garland and Fred Astaire starred in the film Easter Parade. Today, the people of Manhattan still celebrate Easter parades on Fifth Avenue from 49th Street to 57th Street. While this event has no religious significance, many historians say that Easter processions have been a part of Christianity since the very beginning. Many secular Easter traditions have become part of the religious celebration of Easter. In America, we have taken different aspects of different peoples to turn our Easter traditions into what they are today. I don't know about you, but for me, I have, quite a few Easter traditions.
Tell me about it.
Well, we always go to Easter Mass, and afterwards we get the biggest breakfast that we can. And then when we get home, there's always candy, and every year, no matter how old we are, we get a toy.
A toy?
Yeah. Last year we got Nerf guns, so we spent Easter shooting each other with Nerf guns.
Sounds fun. Now let's go on to Word of the Day.
Hola, me llamo es Will, and today's word of the day is pegarse, un hostión. This refers to the action of falling on your face. This was your word of the day. Thanks for watching. Adios.
I'm gonna have to remember that phrase. I'm pretty clumsy, so I fall down a lot.
I don't even remember what they were talking about.
And now for the big question.
What is the craziest dream you have ever had?
I had a dream that I was playing basketball with One Direction and Star Wars characters. It was really awesome.
Once I had a dream that I met Channing Tatum and Zac Efron at the same time, and it was the best dream I've ever had.
Okay, so I dreamt that, for people who watch Once Upon a Time, I was the dark one on the show, and there was all these symbols on the walls, and no one knew I was the dark one, and I would snap my fingers, and it would go away, and then it'd come back up, and then I revealed to some people that they were adopted, and they started crying and stuff, and I felt really happy.
I was stranded in the middle of the ocean.
I think I dreamed one day that my neighbor's cat was chasing me, and it was riding a skateboard.
I'm in my room, and I'm sleeping, and this giant flying purple caterpillar comes in, and then we go on a trip, and we fly all around the world, and then we're flying over the Atlantic Ocean, and he drops me, and I hit my head on a rock and die.
Well, the craziest dream I've ever had is I was running down the street, and a ton of people were chasing me, and I was trying to yell at people to help me, and everyone was just laughing at me, and it was the most scariest experience of my life. Yeah.
As a freshman, I scored the game-winning touchdown to win the state championship. To win the state championship, and it was pretty awesome because everybody picked me up, and they took me through the tunnel to the locker room, and we all, partied in the locker room. That's the craziest dream I ever had.
Thanks for watching. I'm Ryan Canny, and this was the big question.
Do you have any crazy dreams?
Well, I fell off a 30-story building into a small bowl of jelly. I don't remember what happened after that. All right, right, so this weekend we're going to be having the school musical, the annual spring musical for FSHG. We're doing Footloose this year. Opening night was yesterday. I hope you all went to see it. It's really good. You should go see it. It's Footloose, if you didn't know. The lead role is played by Kyle Bollinger, and the Reverend is played by Michael Lanham. It's going to be a great show. I hope to see you there. And thanks for watching, and on behalf of all of us here, see you next time.